How's it going? Over here checking up on some of the plants. Everything's looking real good this morning. I wanted to show you one of the agaves that I've been growing here for the past year. I bought these initially as a 1 gallon, and now they're kind of like around maybe what would be a 5 gallon. They're 1 foot wide, maybe a little bit over, and a 1 foot high. This is an agave that I haven't really seen anywhere, so when I found it, I bought about a half a dozen of them, and I'm gonna try to maybe distill 2 of them and 4 of them leave for seed, so that I could propagate them by the thousands and make them more readily available. From the photos I've seen of mature plants, they make some decent sized piñas. They only get 2 feet wide and tall, but compared to some of the other distilled agaves like Paris, they're comparable in piña sizes. Definitely not in growth rate. These could take 15 years to mature from what people have been telling me that have them. Although they do produce thousands of seeds, they'll send up a 10-foot flower stalk, so that's pretty cool. That's why I say I'm going to keep 2/3 of the ones I got for seed. If I get more, I'm going to try to keep that same percentage. So say I find 20, I'm going to try to keep 2/3 of them to seed and 1/3 to distill. That way I could just, in the second generation, have a stronger one that's acclimatized or acclimated to the Mojave Desert here, and they're going to be stronger. But this agave here, it's taken snow, it's taken frost, it's gotten down to 18 Fahrenheit. It's had everything thrown at it: 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's had 120 Fahrenheit. I'm over here in Lancaster, California, so we, at 3,000 feet elevation, it's an extreme climate, I would say. But yeah, this agave is a weird one because it's a hybrid that was made through tissue culture by Rancho Tissue Culture in California, and they do a bunch of tissue culture of agaves and different types of plants. But they say this is related but not identical to Agave colorata, which is native to northwest Sonora, and that's pretty weird to say, I guess, because it's like, how is it close to it, but you tissue culture something completely different? But I guess maybe they're looking at its genes or something, and they think it's similar. But this is a hybrid that really nobody but them has brought out, and a couple people have been, growing them by purchasing them from Rancho Tissue Culture. These I want to try to hybridize with some of the other agaves. I've got some Celsi multicolor, Vilmoriana, Salmiana, Americana, Arroqueño. There's a whole bunch of them, but I'm trying to plant them all close by, right? So that with the heavy winds that I'm talking about, these can cross-pollinate, and then I'm going to do some hand pollination too. But I say with the wind because a lot of my cacti have hybridized just by wind pollination, which is exciting, to be honest, because hopefully that happens with some of the agaves. And that's why I'm planting lots of different ages and sizes, so that hopefully they can line up bloom times, because obviously they're going to have different years of maturation, so timing their flowers to be at the same time is going to be kind of difficult without doing that. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. But like I mentioned, these take 15 years to mature, so I'm sure I'm going to be interchanging lots of other plants in here. These do well in full sun. I got nothing around here. I haven't tested them in shade yet, but you know, a lot of agaves don't like growing in shade. These definitely love the full sun. Like I mentioned, very cold and heat hardy. Can be probably planted in the majority of California, in places not only on the coast, like a lot of the Agave tequiliana that people are growing is going to be limited to the coast, and this is an agave that could be planted in the Mojave, inland California, to the east, to the north, places where it's not going to drop, I would say, under 18 Fahrenheit. And you could probably, with some shade tarp that's, you know, boosting 6 to 8 Fahrenheit, you could probably drop that down to 12 if you cover them in the winter. And in greenhouses, obviously, they'll live wherever. But I really love these because they do have, like, some, as you can notice, some very small spines on the edges. But check it, it's nothing. They really, you know, have I would say, or their spines aren't annoying, put it that way, because other agaves, when I'm planting them, they always hurt me, or when I brush up on them, they poke me. And check this out, usually on other agaves, it's like a super needle, you know, whenever you poke the edges, or the spine tips, I guess, here on the leaves. And this doesn't hurt at all, you know, so it's very, very useful. Or not useful, but what do you call it? Well, I guess it is useful because you're not knocking into it and getting hurt. But what I meant is, it just isn't a danger. It is an agave kind of that reminds me its color of Tenuata, of Blue Flame, kind of like Phil Moriana. It's got that bluish green color. Very, very beautiful. Its texture is very smooth, you know. You're not having super rigid leaves, which is kind of cool, like I said, because it takes the cold well. Usually the agaves that take the cold well, in my experience here on the farm, are stuff that have really, really rigid leaves, like Salmiana, Americana. Those are like the best ones out here for me, or some of the best ones, I would say. But yeah, this agave is just a trip, you know. I really like it. I think more people should plant it so that we could try it in spirits. And you know, here in California, we're trying lots of new species. It's really exciting to see what people are working with, but this is one of the ones that has excelled for me. I think other people should plant it here, and even in Mexico. You know, I'm excited to see how California is diversifying all of its agave planting, and that's even influencing other countries like Mexico with their agave selections, which is great. We don't like monoculture here, or at least me. I don't like it. That's why I have, you know, I think now 4 dozen species of agave and about 3 dozen, or 4 dozen species of agave and 3 dozen of cactus. Yeah, that's what it is. But getting close to that 50 mark for the agave. Some of them we only have a few of them, and some of them we have a couple hundred or thousands. You know, the ones I got most of are the Villamorianas. Where are they at? Over here. Those have like 10,000, and then Desmentiana have a couple thousand. Americana, in all its varieties, I got a bunch of them. But anyways, nice talking with everybody. I love this agave hybrid supreme. If you live in a cold environment in the Mojave Desert, California, plant it. If you're an agave farmer, give it a chance. And tune in next time to another little agave or cactus talk, where I give you a little guide on cool agaves that I have on the farm or that I see, and just would like to mention to y'all. Have a great day.